Welcome to One-on-One with Walt Lascos. In this brief podcast, you'll learn how to most effectively address senior financial exploitation. Now, here's Walt.
Greetings, everyone. Those who know me are aware of the commitment I've placed on keeping older adults safe from financial scams and fraud. Really, I've been at this now for around 7 years, and it pains me to say that with all of my efforts to help keep older adults in the know when it comes to their knowledge of scams, all of my efforts organizing educational forums featuring representatives from an assortment of organizations like the Secret Service, the Federal Trade Commission, NCOA, and others offering their guidance, from all of my efforts hosting this podcast series to keep listeners informed about the latest scams and how to work with older adults to keep them informed and safe, and from all of everyone's efforts to mitigate the financial exploitation of older adults. Those scammers, those con artists are keeping the pressure on all of us as the number of these scams keep growing and growing. So all we can do is keep up our fight. This passion of mine has earned me the honor of being appointed by the Grafton, Massachusetts Select Board to its Council on Aging. So recently I attended a presentation at the Grafton Senior Center given by Mr. Handyman, and that is what I want to tell you about today. From what I learned, Mr. Handyman is not only a great and safe service for older adults looking to have repairs done around their house, it also serves as a firewall to those scam artists who prey on older adults who are hoping to age in place in their own homes. Joining me today is Keli Thompson and Michael Campbell. They were the presenters I heard at the Senior Center, and today I'd like you to hear them tell us all about this service. Michael, let's begin with you. Talk to us about Mr. Handyman. What does it do? How does it work?
All right, I'd be happy to. Mr. Handyman has been a successful franchise business model for over 28 years. It was founded here in Massachusetts. We specialize in small to mid-sized jobs. Our foundation is based on a culture of great customer service, safety, and reliability. Hiring only experienced carpenters. We have full-time live customer service, not machines, except maybe after hours you'll get a machine, but we'll call you right back. And we can help based on any unique situation that customers may have.
And you know, what are the criteria of Mr. Handyman's business model that makes it a safe and reliable choice to perform any home repair?
That's a great question, and we get asked a lot. We are a general contractor. We are registered and licensed with the state and many various specialty certifications. We're employee-based, where everyone has been fully vetted, background checked, and bonded, meaning we don't use subcontractors as a general rule. We can do it in certain cases with plumbing, electrical, and other specialty things that require licensing. But our employees are all trained. They're accountable to manage our business model and answer directly to me. We are fully insured, and we're happy to provide certificates of insurance and answer any questions people have, and we're very transparent about everything that we're about.
Mr. Handyman, as we noted, is a franchise business, and it's not available in every location. How would we find out if there's a Mr. Handyman where we live?
Walt, the simplest way is to use the web. Just go to MrHandyman.com and enter a zip code. You'll be immediately routed to your local office, or you can call 877-Mr. Handyman.
That's easy enough. And for older adults looking for someone to perform those repairs around the house, why, in your opinion, should they consider Mr. Handyman rather than other service providers that they might meet?
Well, things that I recommend, there's a lot of great contractors out there, but for one, I want people to look at experience. Mr. Handyman's been around in Massachusetts for 28 years. I would just like to compare apples to apples when people do these things. Compared to other contractors. We'll be happy to share our credentials, licensing, our insurance information, references. We've got thousands of honest reviews online under every different heading that we could have, and I would be happy to compare notes to anyone.
And you know, Michael, I think it's so important. I should say Michael and Keli. It's so important that when we consider older folks living in their home, hoping to age in place, having repairs that need to be done. I mean, I've heard stories about older adults being scammed by con artists posing as repairmen, telling homeowners that they need a new roof or offering a discount on resealing the driveway since they're already in that neighborhood. I'm curious, what are your thoughts about these types of con artists, and how does Mr. Handyman provide for them, for the homeowners, a safer alternative?
Well, Walt, since we're being recorded, I have to be careful what I say about how I feel about scammers and con artists. But I will say that the experiences we've had, which we've had many, along with the growing list of family members that Kelly and I have dealing with these types of people, growing list of older family members, I should say, that have been dealing with these types of people, along with training we've had, obviously, as you mentioned, or we mentioned to you before, that we're certified with Age Safe America and Aging in Place, a National Association of Home Builders company. It makes us far more sensitive and aware of the subjects. We're constantly talking to everyone, telling them to be careful with solicitors. I suggest refraining from giving any money or signing anything before confirming something with a trusted friend or someone in the know. Don't be afraid to ask for proof about licensing and insurance. You can check out anyone's license or registration online with the state. You can ask people to leave information. You'll check it out and get back to them. If they're legitimate, they won't balk at this. Ask for their license, how they go about the permitting processes. The only scenario that Mr. Handyman ever asks the customers for deposits is a significantly large special order, like specially made windows or large, special order for decking materials or something. Otherwise, we do not get deposits up front. If people are asking for that, especially if they're soliciting you, I'd be really, really careful. We have full-time customer service that are trained and aware of these situations as well as we are. So I would say if anyone calls and needs help checking someone out, I'll be happy to do it, and so will our customer service, because we provide this information to our customers, and obviously if somebody needs help, we'll be happy to do so.
And Michael, that brings up another angle on this in terms of the safety, as to when you do meet with a homeowner, they want you to do work. Is there some type of an agreement that's signed, or what does that process look like, if you could explain that?
Sure. It certainly depends on the situation. If we're going over to do something really, really small, we just let them know about charges up front, and they feel free to say no. As we said to the Aging in Place people that we met with you there, anyone that calls and mentions Aging in Place or something like that, we do free estimates for them. We'll go out and talk to them about their needs and give them a range of a price. Sometimes it's a challenge to tell people exactly what something's going to cost, but we want to get as close as we can and tell them it's going to be between $800 and $1,000, because based on material costs and things like that, which we may not be well aware of at the time, and we also want to be fair to people. I'm not just going to give them a balloon number and hope they accept it, knowing that the cost is going to be much less. We try to work with them and obviously be fair, and that's what we've done, and that's what our reviews, I think 20 years of reviews online will also share with people.
And it's a lot of the certifications that you have, being bonded and all that. And that's what impressed me when I heard your presentation at the Grafton Senior Center. With all the work that I do, and I'm probably a little bit more at liberty to talk about this and the scammers and the con artists. But honestly, and I've heard stories and told to me by older adults who say that, this company they claim to be in the neighborhood resealing driveways, and, we'll since we're already here, we'll give you a discount if you pay in cash, and it's like $200 or something of that sort. And the homeowner pays the $200, and you can guess what? It never gets done, and there's no proof of anything. A nice, very easy way for the con artist to make money and to leave the homeowner, high and dry. And that's why I think, a program or a service like Mr. Handyman is so valuable for older adults, because it is and has been vetted, it's certified, it's supported by a number of organizations. Your folks are bonded so that if anything happens, you got insurance coverage. It's all with the homeowner in mind and the safety of the homeowner in mind. And I think that that really does provide a good firewall, as I mentioned earlier, to prevent scammers from taking advantage of older adults. Finally, if I might ask, I know we did mention it, but if a listener has more questions of either you, Keli, or Michael, and they want to learn more about Mr. Handyman, what should they do?
The best way, Walt, would be to go www.mrhandyman.com, or again, simply call 877-Mr. Handyman, and they'll lead you to your local office. There's lots of information on the internet. The website is extensive. It has a lot of detail that they can read up about Mr. Handyman.
I really do appreciate you guys taking time to chat with me and tell us all about Mr. Handyman. Like I say, prior to hearing your presentation at the Grafton Senior Center, I wasn't even aware that such a service existed. And I'm excited that I've learned about it, and I'm excited to share today with all the listeners of this podcast. Keli and Michael, thank you for joining me and for giving us all an understanding of Mr. Handyman and how it benefits older adults, not only looking to age in place in their own homes, but also to remain safe from con artists claiming to offer the same kind of services. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Walt.
Thank
It was our
you
pleasure.
very much.
And thank you all, too, for listening. Stay safe.
If you've enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow One-on-One with Walt Laskos wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to send comments to walt@laskoscommunications.com. And to learn more about how you might support the prevention of elder financial scams, visit laskoscommunications.com.